Voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with Jeff Siembieda and JJ Young.
Uh-oh. I mean, 3 points. Ben DiNucci couldn't get it done. Losing to the Steelers on national TV in front of all those Hall of Famers. Oh, it's over. Or hasn't even started. What's good, y'all? Merry Friday to you. It's the opening drive. Jeff Siembieda and Bobcat with you this morning. Adrian's got you on the TV side. Welcome to your Friday and welcome to our day. Love to talk to you today about a myriad of topics that I will throw your way. If you've got something that maybe isn't on our plate, let me know. Let's rap about that as well. 505-246-0610 or 888-922-0610. Your emails come in this morning, Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com. And on the Facebook, you can watch the show, The OD in the AM. Of course, the NMDOT text line is also 505-246-0610. So you watched a little football last night, or did you? How much did you watch? Was it good to just have it in the background? Was it good to like how were you with that? Did you enjoy just watching your team, or was it just who the hell are these guys? There were some starters. I mean, they're certainly on the defensive side for the Cowboys. You saw both teams' first round picks. Najee Davenport for the Steelers looked good. 16-3 was a fun. I mean, it doesn't matter. Now, Steeler fan will tell you, oh yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Cowboy fan will tell you, no, it doesn't. Omar, I think it's never okay to lose Omar. But you got football last night. And you will get football this weekend and or next weekend, and you'll get football every weekend from now until February, which I know makes a lot of you feel good. You're planning your fantasy football drafts and all of that. So we're going to talk a little football today with a couple of our guests. 7:30 this morning, we will catch up with New Mexico State football coach Doug Martin. Aggies are getting ready for their season opener in week 0 against the Miners. So not only is it their opener, but it's a rivalry game against UTEP. And it's time to check in with New Mexico State's head man, Doug Martin. So we're going to do that at 7:30 as camp is going on down in Las Cruces. 8 o'clock, we're going to talk baseball and kindness and catch up with a good friend, Mike Reardon, who is the president and runs the Jennifer Reardon Foundation. Tomorrow will be Kindness Night out at Isotopes Park. And it's something that we're involved with a bit, not tomorrow night necessarily, but with Spark Kindness at the New Mexico Bowl. And they're kicking off a big initiative tomorrow. Tonight. So 8 o'clock, we're going to talk with Mike. We're going to remember Jennifer and always enjoy that conversation. And miss Jennifer every day. And if you're not familiar, maybe you hear me at the end of the show every day since the day Jennifer passed. I encourage you to be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. And certainly that comes from Jennifer and Jennifer Reardon, the way she lived her life. And so we're going to talk with Mike coming up at 8 o'clock about what they're doing tonight. 9 o'clock, we're going to talk more football. Nick Starkel is going to be with us. A conversation I had with him at Media Day. Nick Starkel is San Jose State's quarterback and the guy who really initiated and led and keyed the turnaround of the Spartans from a team who was, I believe you considered and most considered them to be an also-ran in the Mountain West Conference. And he started his college football career in the SEC, was at Texas A&M, Texas high school kid. Went to Arkansas and then found his way to San Jose State. And you would think the career was going the other way, but obviously it just excelled. It soared. It took off whilst in the Mountain West Conference. And his conversation is maybe the favorite of all of the ones that I had. And I liked so many of them. I love the Xavier Valladay one. We haven't played Savon Scarver yet from Utah State or Calvin Turner. I thought Carson Strong, the quarterback from Nevada, was really good. This may be my favorite, just because his story is so good and he's so articulate in telling it. But that'll be at 9 o'clock, so we'll talk to him. So we're open around that. Phone calls are available, and we can get in. But football kind of was a thing last night. I don't know if you watched the Olympics. I don't know if you watched baseball and watched maybe the Giants come back from 4-0 deficit and beat the Diamondbacks last night in a bit of a historic comeback for a team that's playing so well against a team that's playing so poorly. Or if you watch the football, or where you went with it. I was inclined, Bob, I had the football on whilst I was on the phone for over an hour and a half with T-Mobile and ready to throw the damn phone through the wall. I just trying to deal with my cell service. It's like, why do I even have cell service? But that was so I just had football in the background because it just I wasn't really watching it anyway, and I was listening to the T-Mobile music and talking to the people who were not solving my problem. So I had football on, but it's good for you. Well, they tell. Yeah, mine's just my cell phone works everywhere except for my home, and I understand I live in the foothills and kind of in a little pocket, but everybody else's cell phone works in my house, and I'm missing calls. And I mean, I finally at the end of the call, I said, "Sir, look, we tried all this. I don't care about that or this. I just want my phone to work. If I'm asking," I said to him, "if I'm asking too much, please tell me, and you'll never hear from me again. Am I asking too much just for my phone to work at home?" Everybody else's service, yeah. People, my daughter's on another carrier, yeah. Is that asking? I mean, if it is, tell me. If I'm being a jerk, am I asking too much for my mobile phone to work at home? Yeah, I have no contract right now. Yeah. That's absolutely right. I've been with Sprint for 21 years, and I'm like, yeah, it's time. Yeah. But that's a whole nother bread. All right, so if you want to get on the football, what did you see, Cowboy fan? Did you see anything? Obviously, the stories were off the field. The conversations that Tom Rinaldi was having with all the inductees, whether it was Bill Cowher or Drew Pearson. Did you hear Drew Pearson dropping Albuquerque in there? He did. He was talking about they asked him about the Hail Mary. That they play the Hail Mary is traced, obviously, all the way back to Drew Pearson. Drew Pearson and Roger Staubach. It was back in the 70s. And Roger Staubach threw it out. And Drew Pearson caught it at the end of the game, last play, so go deep, and they scored. And Roger Staubach said, I just threw it and said a Hail Mary. And hence it is known as the Hail Mary. And he said he was in Albuquerque recently at the airport, and somebody came up to him. You're the guy who caught the Hail Mary. Yes. I thought some of the stories were great. Those conversations are always good. The Peyton Manning story that's come out about Tom Brady is going to attend the ceremony this weekend and sit in Peyton's section. I thought was so cool. And again, I'm not going to sit here and tell you who to like and who not to like. I'm going to tell you what I like. I'm going to tell you what I think. And I think Tom Brady going and taking time from camp and stop it with he needs to be there with his team. Just don't even bring that weak mess. Just please don't. Tom Brady can take a weekend off. If anybody can. But Peyton Manning said, Tom Brady's coming in, sitting in my section. I'm not sure how the Colts teammates are going to handle that, but that means a lot that he's taking the time. End quote. I think that's so cool. A guy who's in the middle of camp had a on-the-field rivalry, but always they were cordial. Those were some of just the best games of that era when Manning was with the Colts from 98 to 2011, but also when he finished his career with the Broncos those last few years, 2012 to 15. They met 17 times. Brady won 11 of them. But Manning teams were 3-2 against Brady teams in the playoffs, which you would never have thought, really, right? You would have thought, of course, Brady dominated him in the playoffs. Everybody else did. But no, Manning teams were 3-2 against Brady teams in the playoffs. Tom Brady's first career victory as a starter. First career victory as a starter back in 2001 came against the Colts. The Colts led by Peyton Manning. And part of what made that whole rivalry so good was how often they played, right? Even though they weren't in the same division, They played a lot, and there were high-stake games. They always meant a lot. And so when Manning was voted into the Hall of Fame earlier this year, Brady talked about the rivalry. And this is what he said then, quote, Peyton was someone I always admired as a quarterback, as a leader of the team. I always looked up to Peyton because he was a little older than me and always doing things the right way. His team was always in it. I know our teams had a rivalry against one another, but when you went against a Peyton-led team, you're going against the best in the league. It's no real surprise that he'd be a first ballot Hall of Famer, end quote. And that was then, and he's going, to me, I'll tell you, again, you don't have to like him, but to me, it's a pretty classy move. The guy who was your rival, who was the guy, I don't know, the other guy who was considered the best quarterback of your era, he's going into the Hall of Fame, and you're going to take your time to be there. I think it's the right way to go. But I love the way I'd love to hear what you think. I also want to get into what Jerry Jones had to say, and him and Jimmy Johnson hugging it out, which was so beautiful. So how about them Cowboys? We'll get into that. Doug Martin, New Mexico State's coach, is going to be with us at 7:30 this morning. Mike Reardon at 8 o'clock. Nick Starkel, San Jose State's quarterback, at 9 o'clock. I want to hear from you in the next segment. If you got time to get in, 505-246-0610. I got time to take your call. If you spend a little too much on vacation this year, maybe you realize your school supplies are adding up faster than ever. It may be time to add a little extra money to your budget. And I know what you're thinking. It sounds a lot easier than it is to do it, but not really. It's easy, potentially, if you have the access to your mortgage. What does that even mean? You could have access to an extra $1,000 a month if you're a homeowner. Really. You just got to call American Financing to find out for sure. Get that free mortgage review that I've been telling you about for a couple of months now and see if you qualify for one of these incredibly low rates. It really is that simple to get started. You call them, you have a conversation with them, and you could save up to $1,000 a month. Why? Well, their mortgage consultants will look at your entire financial picture. They're able to save you the most money. They're in it for you, and they'll get you pre-qualified for free. You got to call them. 423-551-6525. 423-551-6525. Or visit them online, AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog! Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened?
Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog! Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened?
Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog! Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened?
Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Datacom is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom has portable AC units for rent. Applications include server rooms, retail outlets, healthcare facilities, laboratories, convenience stores and truck stops, events, concerts, and weddings. All of these units are 120-volt plug and play. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
Drive, Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck, Micah. Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show.
Good morning and welcome to Sports Desk live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
Center fielder, Caden Bell on first. Here's the pitch to Heath. Struck him out. And great pitching by Alvarado. That'll do it for the Tigers in the top of the fifth.
A great crowd for a mid-afternoon game. Swing and a miss, and there's a strikeout, number 5 for Matt Romero.
Smith talking to the batter here. That's a... Oh, wow. Nice, and that's an out.
What did I tell you? That one's that gets over the head of the right fielder. That's going to bring in 2 runs. As Adrian Martinez.
95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
More gold for America. April Ross, Alex Kleinman won the beach volleyball gold. Allison Felix set a women's Olympic record when she won her 10th career medal. Bronze at the 400 meters. Olympics are going to come to an end here this weekend. You get USA men's basketball, USA baseball, women's basketball playing for gold. America, Bob, America. Lots of national anthems being played. America, 505-246-0610. I want to hear from you today. Cowboys lose last night 16-3 to the Steelers on the Hall of Fame game. Matter to you? Matters to Omar now. You know what matters to Omar. He said it's never okay to lose to a hated rival. Jeff, I don't care if it's August 5th. That wasn't acceptable. Coach Jones has a lot to do in 3 weeks from Omar. See? Never okay to lose, Bobcat. Ever. And by the way, everybody's a rival. If you're the Cowboys, if you're BYU, everybody's your rival. If you're UCLA, everybody's your rival. Right, Bruin James? Everybody gets fired up to play the Bruins. Hello, James. Good morning, sir. Well, thank you. How are you? Elaborate. Yeah. Yeah. Is it? All right. Saturday. I guess it might be tonight. I'll find the exact time for you. It might be, yeah, Saturday is probably tonight. Yeah, I'll get you the time for that. All right, see you. Yeah, I'll get you the exact time because it's said Saturday, but I will get you that exact time for that. I agree with almost everything he said, except for I'm not sure that I think the COVID is just dying. You watching what's going on in this world? You watching what's going on? You think it's dying? I kind of think it's going the other way, don't you? Well, yeah. I mean, I'm living in the moment. I'm talking about the moment. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's how it is, right? I mean, it's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna be here forever. I mean, we're speaking in the moment, and you said it's dying. Do you think it's dying down in the moment? I think it's going there. Yeah, I think in some respect it'll be with us forever. I just don't see how it's dying down at the moment when I'm watching cases rise everywhere and companies push back all their reopenings and mask mandates coming back. Dying doesn't mean that we're going. No, I think we're trending in the wrong direction. Yeah, I think we're trending the absolute wrong direction. Yeah. May happen. Gold medal game tonight, 10:30 p.m. on Peacock Premium. So you got to buy the Peacock Premium, I guess, and that's when that is. I'm sure that they'll include it the next night or something in their primetime package. So the game will be broadcast on Peacock Premium, the video streaming service from NBC. Also be included in NBC's Olympic coverage at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time, which is 8:30 our time. So it's 8:30 tonight, which can be streamed live on Fubo, Hulu, Plus, and other live TV streaming services. And you're just going, can I watch on Channel 4? Right? Isn't that what you say? I can see your face. I don't even have to look at you. I can see your face. I'm like, what happened to Channel 4? Aren't they doing the Olympics? I'm just saying. I know. I see your face, and I don't even have to look at you for that. What? Everybody's got one. Everybody's got their own. Yeah. And so how do you get them? I'm not playing that game. I'm not even getting into it today. But 8:30 tonight. So our time, NBC Live, Peacock is where you can go. All right. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Ken's in on the COVID. What are we doing, Jeff? My gym finally reopened, kind of, 2 months ago. Then Monday, there was a sign on the door, back to mask. So I promptly suspended my membership. I felt like you with T-Mobile. However, the sign had an asterisk. Masks are not required while swimming. Really? I guess the chlorine from the water must magically disinfect the air around it, but only as long as you're in the pool. What are we doing, Ken? Oh, come on, Ken. I guess while I asked the question, how could you even consider asking someone to wear a mask while you're swimming? He's going, why would you consider asking a mask while working out? I get it. But really, don't we see the difference between swimming and running up? Yeah, I know. No doubt. There's no doubt. There's no doubt. This is where it's going. I think we're back here for a while. I saw the trends yesterday, as you were just saying, in India and other places where the Delta variant has gone through, and the spikes were relatively quick. They went up and came back quickly, but then they also had higher vaccination levels. So all I know is, if you think this thing's done, I think you're wrong. And we're finding it. We went through this, the early part of this summer, and we got to do more things, and we get to live our lives, and that's great. But just look around, what's going on, man? Just look around. People are still getting it, and people are still dying from it. And there's another variant, and I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not. But all I'm saying is, if you think it's over, you're wrong. That's all. If you think it's done, you're wrong. We're trending the wrong way. What else I got? Earth's still shaking, Garcia says. Jeff, this morning I woke from the aftershocks of Wednesday's OD with Bobcat and your boys from the weekend. What happened? Why is he still shaking? Why is it still freaking him out? I don't know. Man, he obviously was traumatized. Just saying. Yeah. Of course. Dan says, looking forward to Nick Starkel. Jeffrey, no one Jose got told about it. So far, Troy Calhoun was the only surprise. He made the Flyboys sound so young and inexperienced. I don't know how they're going to win a game. I think you like Nick Starkel. All right, when we come back, we're talking New Mexico State football. 505-246-0610. We'll take your calls in a little bit. Doug Martin is the head coach at New Mexico State, and he is going to be with us next. Catch up with the Aggies on the opening drive at 95.9 FM and AM 610 in Sports Hour.
Martinez with the RBI double.
Towards the latter part. Pitch, and that's another way for a single. That's going to score two. And makes the score 9-0. So RBI double. That's going to make it. That's it. It's 10 runs there. 1-0's the count. And this one's high. It's going deep. And it's going to fall in. He's digging for third, and he gets there. Ezra messed us with the 3-bagger. He gets the triple, and 2 more runs scored.
Steal to third base.
He brought the hot sauce for strike 3.
Small ball team for Reed Fiegel this year. That one is hit on the line to left. It's going to send Avila back to the warning track, to the wall, and he's going to watch it go. It's a solo homer off the bat of Bo Kidd. One nothing Eagles. Just when we were talking about small ball, the Eagles played long ball. Put over with 2 outs here. That boy's well hit to left. Coming in on it is Morris, and he drops it, and the Ravens win it.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're #1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Weeks from tomorrow, it will be game day in Las Cruces. That's right, 3 weeks from tomorrow, 0 week, the 28th of August. It comes at you quickly. Aggies will host not only their season opener, they will host UTEP. It'll be a rivalry game. It'll be a season. I love the way they're doing it, too, by the way. It's the opening drive. Jeff Siembieda. JJ's not in today. Hopefully he'll be back on Monday. Looking forward to catch up with Doug Martin. It's been a minute since we've had a conversation with the Aggie coach. They are in camp getting ready for an opener after a season that was lost. They played the 2 games in the spring, but didn't get to play in the fall like most everybody else. Doug Martin is the head football coach at New Mexico State and joins us on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Good morning, Doug. How you doing? Doing well, thank you. It's kind of getting back into the groove, and it comes at you quickly, right? We just got back from bowl meetings and can't believe how quickly that's coming. You got a game in 3 weeks. Are you ready? Or well, all right, you'll be ready in 3 weeks. Are you where you want to be in terms of getting ready? Yeah. So what do you do? What do you do to try to make that up, or you just say we can't and we got to go forward and we're just going to be playing from behind? Yeah. 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 Doug Martin's the head coach at New Mexico State, and it is unprecedented. And so there's no, what that means is there's no blueprint to draw from. There's no experience. There's no one to talk to because nobody's ever done this before. You said something, we'll see what the damage is done to our program. That sounds like you're willing to accept, okay, there was damage done to our program. How much and how do we minimize it? Hmm. So what's fair to expect from your football team? What do you expect from your football team? Right. No, that's true. All right, you talk about the talent, and everybody goes straight to quarterback where you've got a competition. Jonah Johnson's a junior. Weston Eggett is a redshirt freshman who, by every count, is very talented. Got injured in one of the spring games. I've read somewhere that you'll hold it all the way straight down to announcement right at game time. What's the plan at quarterback? How are they looking? Doug, can they both do everything you want them to do, or do you have to? Because I know in the past you've had a backup quarterback because you've had to run a different package when you went there, and it always just changes everything up and it stunts the growth of your offense. Can they both do everything you want to do and run the same packages? and you went out and got him weapons. You got a junior college transfer, and I'm looking forward to get down there and seeing him. I heard Justice Powers is terrific, and then you've got Dominic Jacinto, who transferred from Missouri, who an SEC talent that's on your campus, it's on your team. You've got a couple of tight ends that you've added. So I know you like the talent that you've added. Doug Martin is New Mexico State's football coach. Aggies opening up against UTEP on the 28th. That's 3 weeks from tomorrow at home in Aggie Memorial Stadium. I want to go to the spring, and maybe I should have led with this. So much was read into it, and I tried to back people down, explain to them, look, you've got a roster that isn't your roster, right? Half of these guys couldn't play because of transfer rules. Guys transferred out. You played two teams that were FBS teams, and the first game was ugly, and you admitted that. But how much do you read into it? What are you trying to explain to people? What those games mean anything in regards to what your football team is going to look like on the 28th? Mm-hmm. Doug, I think your team's one of the biggest mysteries, and not I don't say question mark, I just mystery in college football, because you're one of the only teams that lost the whole season, because you've got so many transfers, you've got SEC talent on your team, you've got new quarterbacks. Like you can read all these magazines and all these preseason things, and I read some of them. And they're all different about your team, which is crazy. Usually there's a consistent theme. Would you agree with that? Like, and maybe they're even a mystery to you. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I was saying that just before you came on. People would think, somebody said, "Well, we're coming out of COVID. We're not done with this. We're not done with this." And everything. You said something that I've talked to a number of coaches about. We've got to be at least 2, maybe 3 deep in every position, because you don't know on Friday who's not playing on Saturday, and you're going to get a phone call. It's got to be. I know when I ran a bowl game in Texas this year, every time my phone buzzed, I didn't want to look at it because I thought it was coming with a positive test. You know what I mean? And as a coach, yeah, I know you feel the same way. I got 2 more things for you. What's the message to the players as you going through, coming off this year Is there a theme to this? Because I guess they got to be chomping at the bit, but they've got to be curious too, and there's got to be a lot of question marks there.
Like this group has been one of the most fun groups I've ever coached because they had something taken away from them. They're getting it back, and they're just really excited about it. So enjoy it, enjoy the moment, and just stay together as a football team. And I think that's what we've done a great job of. And during that year off, I thought our coaches did a phenomenal job of just building team chemistry and those type of things. And to be honest with you, we had some players leave that probably we wanted to leave, and we replaced them with better players and better character. And from that vein, we're in a lot better position.
All right, lastly, you don't get a warm-up game. You open up against a rival, a game that means so much to your community. You open up against UTEP, a team that in a lot of respects looks somewhat like you over the last few years. You like opening up with a rival, or would you rather have something else to start?
I really like this. I think it creates a lot of excitement through the summer for our players, for both teams. When you're going to play this game, and that first game there's going to be a tremendous crowd there. There hadn't been a football game played, in Las Cruces since 2019. So 2019. So there's going to be a lot of excitement there. Hopefully it'll be a full stadium, and I think it's a great way to start the season.
Yeah. Appreciate the conversation. It's good to hear you. I'm hoping we could start up those weeklies here the week before you get started and carry them through the season again. We're always appreciative of that, and just good to hear you, Doug. Get back to work, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, Jeff. Take care, buddy.
Be well. Doug Martin is the head football coach at New Mexico State. It's interesting. There's just so much there, and he's not wrong. What they've gone through. As much as what UNM went through was unique. Nobody went through that. Nobody went through what New Mexico State did either. And now they got to come back and try to play a football season and be competitive after taking a season off. I'd love your response to that when we get back. I'd love you to get over to All In Autographs, and this is the weekend to do it. I've been telling you about the premier sports memorabilia destination in our town, and I believe in the whole Southwest. This weekend, tomorrow, August 7th, from 1 to 3, Lincoln Kennedy, a 3-time Pro Bowler, the all-pro offensive lineman for the Raiders, will be at All In Autographs for a special appearance and signing. Also on Sunday, so both Saturday and Sunday from 1 to 3. Their address is 2225 Wyoming Northeast. It's just south of Manal on the west side of the street, and you can go to allinautograph.com and take a look at them. The event's open to the general public. They'll have items to purchase. You can get them signed. You can bring your own items to sign. They've got all kinds of VIP nights coming up. What is All In Autographs? It is a museum of stuff, and you can have some of it. It is sports memorabilia, boxing, soccer, golf, but music memorabilia, history, entertainment, Prince guitar, a humidor from the White House, unbelievable stuff that you're going to go in there and look at and marvel at, and you're going to want something. And if you mention that you heard it here on the radio, you get $25 off of a $100 purchase or more. So tell them you heard it on The Sports Animal. Jeff told you to come on in, and you get $25 off. Don't forget tomorrow, 1 to 3. If you can't make it tomorrow, get out there on Sunday. 1 to 3. Lincoln Kennedy will be there. Allinautograph.com. You can call them at 505-504-7575 and go see them at 2225 Wyoming Northeast.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your
green. And keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Next in line.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. DCE Systems want to help schools reopen and keep students, teachers, and staff safe. New Mexico's distributor of no-valent Shield Plus, an antimicrobial hand sanitizer that lasts 24 hours. That's right, 24 hours. 1 liter will provide approximately 2,000 individual applications. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to DCESystemsInc.com to learn more. DCE Systems is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened?
Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom has portable AC units for rent. Applications include server rooms, retail outlets, healthcare facilities, laboratories.
This is Boomer Esiason with the CBS Sports Minute. It's easier to throw around the term the greatest of all time than it is to heave a 16-pound ball. But this week, Ryan Krauser has demonstrated
Convenience stores and truck
that
stops,
he is the
events,
goat of
concerts,
shot
and
putting.
weddings.
Krauser's
All of these
grandfather
units
Larry
are
was the champion
120
javelin
volt,
thrower
plug and
who had-
play. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacalm.com to learn more.
Drive Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck, Micah. Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show.
Good morning and welcome to Sports Desk Live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You're watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
Center fielder, Caden Bell on first. Here's the pitch to Heath. Struck him out. And great pitching by Alvarado. That'll do it for the Tigers in the top of the fifth.
A great crowd for a mid-afternoon game.
FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
All right, hope you enjoyed that. I know we talk a lot about the Lobos and what they went through last year, and this doesn't diminish anything. What they went through is unbelievable. In fact, I was talking to a lot of people at the meetings this week, and wow, New Mexico played the whole season like people didn't even realize it. They didn't even practice at home. No, they moved into a hotel in Las Vegas and played in what was basically a vacant stadium, and that's why they had the availability. But New Mexico State didn't play at all. They couldn't practice, and there wasn't a league for them. They had the option, if you recall. They could have sat around and been a pickup game every week. They could have played teams on 7 days' notice, and I guess if we would have, we'll have the conversation with Mario probably more so than Doug Martin. If they'd have known how the season was going, that there would have been a game available any week that they wanted. That they could have, every week somebody was looking for a game, whether it was a Pac-12 team, a Mountain West team, a Conference USA team. Because of COVID last year, games were being constantly canceled, and there were teams that wanted to play, right? One team had COVID, the other team didn't, but they couldn't play. New Mexico State could have played fill-in last year. Would that have been beneficial to their program or not? We'll have a conversation with Doug next time. I've had it a little bit with him before, and we'll have it with Mark. But if they'd have known, would they have done that? Because I think when they made the decision not to play, everything was uncertain. We had no idea what last year was going to look like. We thought we knew that games were going to be canceled every week, but did we know that then games were going to be put together on 3 and 4 days' notice? San Diego State and Colorado played, I want to say, on 4 days' notice last year. We've heard for years that it takes, these games are scheduled years in advance, 5, 6, 7, 12 years in advance the schedules are put together. And that's not wrong. But that's not the way it has to be. And we also learned last year that, if I need to put a game together on 4 days or 5 days or 7 days notice, I can do that as well. Now, that's not the ideal scenario. Coaches don't love it, but they get to play. So would New Mexico State have done that? And I don't know what the answer is. But I do know that they're coming through something that them and Connecticut are the only schools at the FCS level that had to do. They didn't play. They had to recruit to a program who shut down while everybody else was playing. It's not easy. And it's not like they've got this great historical recency to go back and say, but look what we're going to be. We're going to be great. They don't have that. And so for them to be able to try to roster out there that he likes, we'll see. And a receiver from Missouri, and a center from Ole Miss, and a really good junior college wide receiver. We'll see. I asked him the question, what do you expect? As fans, what do you expect? And I think there's going to be two questions there, because what do you expect and what do you accept? As Aggie fan, you got a taste in 2017 and you haven't been back. How long can you live on 2017's bowl game? I mean, you lived on the 1960 Sun Bowl for 50 years or 48 years or whatever it was. How long do you get to live on that? And I don't know, are you ready to give Doug Martin a pass this year? Because you're restarting a dormant program that, basically it's shut down for 400-something days. I'm going to guess your answer is no. Nope, get out there and be competitive. Beat UTEP on opening day. Look good. Okay, I think that's where it's going to be. That's what he's aiming for. But, man, everybody else is playing and you're not. You're behind. You are. That's the reality of it. I'm not making excuses for anybody. It's just the reality of it. Now, you can accept that you cannot. So, I don't know. What do you expect and what do you accept if you're an Aggie fan? Do you expect them to go out and win 4 games? 6 games? 7 games? Will you accept 2 or 3 if they're competitive and they get better? Knowing what they're gone through? Or once that ball's up in the air on the 28th, I forgot about last year. I'm watching football. There's people in the stands. I don't give a damn anymore. Because I'm going to tell you, I know fans pretty well. I've been doing this for a day or two.
Just a day or two?
Yes.
I think it's more than...
Couple days. Hey.
But you mentioned, pickup games might have been... what's done is done.
Right.
You can't change the past. But...
Playing those games,
that might have been better.
In retrospect, maybe.
Football.
Maybe.
More fun. Because that's,
yes, fun.
You don't have all the prep time. You don't have all.
All right, where were you going to practice? So they would have had to move out of state too. So they would have had to go over to El Paso.
No, I know. I'm just saying those games might have been more fun.
No, there's no doubt they would have been more fun. That's inarguable. Would have been better for the program. All right,
that's debatable.
Yeah, I think that's right. All right, when we come back, we're going to talk with Michael Reardon. Michael Reardon is the president of the Jennifer Reardon Foundation. It is Kindness Night at the ballpark tomorrow. And I'm really looking forward to what they're doing. And keeping Jennifer's memory, keeping Jennifer's spirit alive. 505-246-0610. It's the opening drive. Jeff Siembieda and Bobcat. No JJ today on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
Swing and a miss, and there's a strikeout, number 5 for Matt Romero.
Smith talking to the batter here. That's a... Oh, wow. Nice, and that's an out.
What did I tell you? That one's that gets over the head of the right fielder. That's going to bring in 2 runs. As Adrian Martinez with the RBI double.
Towards the latter part. Pitch, and that's another way for a single. That's going to score 2. That makes the score 9-0. So RBI double. That's going to make it. That's it. It's 10 runs there.
One owes a count. And this one's high. It's going deep. And it's going to fall in. He's digging for third, and he gets there. Ezra Mestas with the 3-bagger. He gets the triple, and 2 more runs scored.
Steal to third base.
He brought the hot sauce for strike 3.
Small ball team for Reed Fiegel this year. That one is hit on the line to left. It's going to send Avila back to the warning track, to the wall, and he's going to watch it go. It's a solo homer off the bat of Bo Kidd. One nothing Eagles. Just when we were talking about small ball, the Eagles played long ball. Good over with 2 outs here. That boy's well hit to left. Coming in on it is Morris, and he drops it, and the Ravens win it.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. There at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Mel Albuquerque, a Cumulus station, the sports animal. Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. Don't sweat the technique. This is the opening drive with 2-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Siembieda, and JJ Bond. Don't sweat the technique.
One of of the most, one of the most important nights, at least to me it is, at the ballpark this year. There's been a lot of emotion, a lot of big events, but tonight is a special night at the ballpark. It is Kindness Night at Isotopes Park, and it's sponsored by the Jennifer Reardon Foundation. Opening drive, welcome back to it. Jeff Siembieda, no JJ today. It's me and Bobcat on the radio side, and Adrian, producer for you on the TV side. You can watch the show on our Facebook page, the OD and the AM, and, of course, on ProViewNetworks.com. I think you probably, if you're here with us at the end of the show each day, and I've done this since April of 2018, I end each show and every broadcast I've done since then asking you to be kind, loving, and caring and sharing. And that's something that Jennifer Reardon lived by. That was what she did every single day. She didn't just say it, she lived by it. And the Jennifer Reardon Foundation has been promoting kindness, encouraging kindness, and hoping to make Albuquerque the kindness capital of the world. And it's a big night tonight, and we're going to get into what they're doing and looking forward to this. Jennifer's husband, Mike Reardon, is the president of the Jennifer Reardon Foundation. He is a good friend of mine, and I'm so proud of what he's doing in this community. He joins us on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Good day, Mike. How are you?
Good morning, Jeff. I'm excited for today, and I can never thank you enough for ending every show with KLCS because it touches our heart every time we do it. So I'll always thank you that every time I see you and talk to you.
Yeah, I've told you this before. I loved your wife. I love you and your family, and just everything that you guys stand for, and it means so much, to me, and obviously even more to you. And so you're going to have a stadium full of people remembering Jennifer today, which I think is so special, and what the Isotopes are doing, and what we're all the different things. And first off, Kindness Night came about how? I mean, we're doing this because what's the reason behind it? How did it come about?
Well, John Traub with Isotopes, so like yourself, Jennifer's a big part of the sporting community and just making Albuquerque try to be a highlight around the world. So, when everything happened, both of you guys reached out and honored us by putting Jennifer's name on the field, both at Isotopes Park and at the New Mexico Bowl that first year. So Isotopes Park has always held a special place for us with John. When I worked at the city, we managed the facility, so we got to know each other. Jennifer with 2 sponsorship opportunities, was always at the stadium. So, and then our last date together with the family was the night that Josh was out there with his Little League team, and Jennifer and I were there celebrating him and the Isotopes. So if it wasn't special before, it's definitely the most special place probably in Albuquerque now for us. And we just started talking with John, and I thought it would be a great idea. It was one of the special nights with jerseys on the field, and I said, I think we need to make sure that our players have kindness jerseys on someday. And he took that and ran a little bit and came back with me with a plan that this is what we can get through Major League Baseball. We can get some kindness jerseys, and let's make a night of it. And so for the last year and a half, we've been planning every detail of a kindness night at Isotopes Park.
It's so
and I keep calling Isotopes Park. I should give Rio Grande credit.
Rio Grande Credit Union Field at Isotopes Park. For those of you who aren't familiar with Jennifer, maybe you're new to the area, Jennifer Reardon was a community leader, an icon, I don't know how to describe her, Mike. I mean, she was just everywhere for everybody. And she passed away tragically in April of 18th. Just a tragic freak airplane incident. And so to promote Kindness Night tonight, the first 3,000 fans will receive a special kindness hat. I got to get there early tonight, huh? Is that the deal? I got to get Addie a hat. I got to get there early tonight.
You do. So do I.
I know.
But we will be out there early with the kindness van.
Yeah. Players will wear the kindness jerseys that Mike talked about. The van will be parked out front of the ticket office. You can have photo ops and take your picture there. And then there's what's being billed as a once in a lifetime kindness event. And I don't know how much you want to talk about that.
Yeah, so tonight it's going to be special because the kindness van will be parked right outside the ticket office. So come see us. We've got almost 40 Girl Scouts that are going to be out there handing out hats at the front gates, handing out some kindness swag at our van. So come out early, get there, and then inside the stadium there'll be some kindness videos that play throughout the day. And then during the 6th inning, there's going to be a huge kindness event. I think it's the first of its kind, and it's going to be a special moment. I mean, it's going to be something that's similar to the Stand Up for Cancer type events. It's going to be a moment where you can just sit quietly, talk to yourself, figure out how you can be kinder tomorrow than you are today, and showcase it to the world that Albuquerque's thinking kindness. And we were recently ranked the second kindest nation in the country, and we're going to go for number 1 next year. So this is going to be a special night tonight, and we're excited for it.
The other thing you're doing is encourage, and again, Michael Reardon is the head of the Jennifer Reardon Foundation. You're encouraging people to log acts of kindness, and this is something. What does that mean? Well, somebody opened the door for you, or somebody brought you food when you were in need, or you fell down, they helped you up, or basic everyday acts of kindness that happen. And I know you're encouraging people, and I want you to share the program, because this is something obviously we're close to as well. But I love the concept around it.
Yeah, Jeff, this one's important to me too, because when I worked for the city of Albuquerque, Mayor Barry started a program where he wanted to get to 1 million acts of kindness. This is towards the end of his term there. And so he started with an app, and that where people could log it. And so when everything happened with our family, Mayor was no longer in office, so we decided to take that project over. And so we inherited about 400,000 acts of kindness in late 2018. And since then, we've been asking people to no act of kindness is too small or too big. We would love to have 1 million people log 1 act of kindness if we can. It's not just one person doing it all. We want to showcase how great Albuquerque is. So there's an app at mykindnessapp.com. That's an easy way to get onto there. And it's the ABCs of kindness. If you act kind, if you be kind, or if you see kind, just log it. Let people know. It's honorable that people want to just do it and not talk about it. And I get it. And most of the acts of kindness we don't talk about. But it's important to share enough of them that you inspire others to do the same, and really showcasing how great Albuquerque is. So our goal between kickoff night tonight at Isotopes Park on Kindness Night and all the way through New Mexico Bowl on December 18th is to get to 1 million acts of kindness. We currently sit at about 700,000 acts of kindness. So we want 300,000 acts of kindness between now and New Mexico Bowl. So at your event, we want to showcase to the world this huge number that we can put up on a screen and put up on an actually televised broadcast and say, hey, look at us, Albuquerque's great.
The website is mykindnessact.com. My Kindness Act. And wait for
My Kindness App, APP.
Is that what
My
it is?
Kindness App.
Oh, that's different than what I've got here. Okay, My Kindness App. Okay, all right. That's why I couldn't click on it. That's why I couldn't.
Because I gave you because my fat fingers probably did a spell check wrong or something.
My Kindness App. All right, so hit that. And there's another way to do this. If you've got a company, you work for somebody, and one thing is, it's hard for us all to continue to do it. You can have a kindness captain, and so you can say, ask everybody to send your kindness acts to that person, and that person can log them every week for your whole company. And I know you've got a lot of corporate partners who are doing something similar to that.
We do. Albuquerque again is kind, and we have over 40 people that have signed up with us, 40 organizations around the city, from large to small, from corporate to nonprofit, that want to be kindness ambassadors with us and help us get to this number. So a model that's shown to work, the Storehouse, Farupa over at the Storehouse was an amazing lady, is still an amazing lady, that really set this model in place where if every company has a kindness ambassador, that everybody in that company that does kind acts can just tell that person, hey, this is what we've done, or as a group, as an entity, whether it's be a P&M, a Roadrunner Food Bank, something like that, this is what we've received, or this is what we've given into the community. That one person can log the acts for the whole company. So by the game tonight, there should be an online link on our website that if you want to be a kindness ambassador or have a company that wants to be a kindness ambassador, you can sign up online there, and it gets emailed to me, and we'll get a swag bag out to you with some foundation materials and get you on board to log acts of kindness.
This is a celebration night. This is a fun night. This is a night of kindness. I look forward to the celebration. And again, the goal is to get to 1 million acts of kindness logged here in Albuquerque and at New Mexico Bowl, and have you on the field and be able to say, we've hit, hopefully it's going to be 1.5 million or whatever the number is going to be, but to be able to show that Albuquerque is the kindness capital of the world. Hey, lastly, what drives you on this? Why is this something that you do every day? I know it's important to you personally, but this is kind of what you've taken on, heading the Jennifer Reardon Foundation, and to make this town the kindness capital of the world. Why is this so important to you?
Well, obviously Jennifer was ripped from our family so tragically and suddenly, and to keep Her Spirit Alive with just the kids and in my heart, it was self-preservation at first. And then as I start talking to the community and all the organizations out there, and here, I mean, I was, this year would have been 25-year anniversary for Jennifer. So obviously we knew each other very well, but there's still so many moments out there that people share with her because she was such in the community of acts of kindness and just little things where she would help people. I continue to fall in love with her every day because of the stories that we hear back of how she helped people. So it really became from an act of self-preservation and helping the kids and us manage everything to we're going to keep Jennifer's spirit alive in this community. Despite not having her physical presence, her spirit will be alive and well, and it's such a great cause. And I finally kind of get it with how courageous it is to be kind, because people are not going to always be kind to you, and quite frankly, you're not going to always be kind to everybody else. It's hard to be kind 100% of the time. I've known very few people that could do that, Jennifer being one of them, and just allowing people the ability to do one more kind act today than they did yesterday and be proud of it. And log it and inspire others to do the same thing. So that's what really has become our motivation now moving forward is the power of kindness and the courageousness that it takes to be kind.
Yeah, she was special, and what you're doing is special. And I looked at my wrist last night as I was in my 1 hour and 43rd minute on the phone with T-Mobile. And as I was losing my cool, and my wrist looked back at me and says, please be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. And I really tried. And I hope I pulled it off. Hey, congratulations on what's going to happen tonight. I encourage everybody to get out there. Tickets obviously are available to the Isotopes game. The app is mykindnessapp.com. Go log acts of kindness, something you did for somebody, something somebody did for you, something you saw. The ABCs of kindness. Act kind, be kind, see kind, and log it there. Kick it off tonight at Isotopes Park and bookend it at the New Mexico Bowl. Mike, looking forward to seeing you out there tonight, and always appreciate the conversation. Best to you and to Avery and to Josh and to everybody.
You're the best, Jeff. We love you. Thank you so much.
Love you too, Mike. Be well. See you tonight.
All right, bye.
Mike Reardon. What they're doing with the foundation is terrific. It is, and obviously New Mexico Bowl is involved with that, but they're doing something special tonight out at Isotopes Park, and my family will be there and be taking part in all of it, and I encourage you to do the same. I don't know how you say no to kindness. I just, the message is right, the motivation is right, the execution is right, and I hope you'll take part in it. Life happens, comes at you quickly. Sometimes there are things along the way, things that are natural, things that you just need help dealing with. That's where New Mail comes in. They're here to help. Gentlemen, as you age, things like fatigue and weight gain, even erectile dysfunction, some of those natural things, there's really a good chance you're going to be affected. That's where New Mail comes in. They help you deal with those things. You can take care of them. You can feel better, but you got to call them. 505-652-1688, or visit them online at newmail.com. You hear excuses all the time. I hear them too. I don't have the time. It's not convenient. Look, don't make excuses. Make the call. Do this for you. Here's the deal. New Mail's right here in Albuquerque. The process is comfortable. It's convenient. They're with you every step of the way, but the best and most important part of this whole thing, results. The results are real. It works, guys, and men all over the country are benefiting. Do this for you. Call New Mail at 505-652-1688 or visit newmail.com and feel like you again.
Staples.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school.
These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough.
Yes.
That's a yes.
This is 95.9 FM and AM 610.
The Sports Animal. I just can't believe I'm home this weekend. So it's typically a weekend like this, I'd look at a couple of games on the schedule for Isotopes and want to go, and I'd be out of town. And like, we're never home for Duke's Retro Night for whatever reason. That's tomorrow night where they wear the Duke's uniforms and yell, Dukes, 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 Dukes. And a night like this. But yeah, we'll be out there. I'm looking forward to this. It's a celebration. I'm not going to, I mean, I don't hide much from you, but there's no misunderstanding how I felt about Jennifer and what Mike's doing, and how do you argue? Go out and promote kindness and live it, and little by little, man, if you start thinking about it, maybe you live it and we make life a little bit better place, and if people were more kind to each other, it would be a start. So I'm done preaching to you, and I'll go to the phones now. It's Jeff Siembieda, no JJ today, 505-246-0610. You can send me emails, jeff@sportsanimalabq.com. I've even got the text line up. I think I'm going to start calling it the NMDOT hate line. I mean, it's just some of the stuff on there is like, dang.
Welcome to Trollsville.
Yeah, no, I've been living it for a while.
Yeah.
I know. Edward, good morning. How you living?
Living like it's closer to Thanksgiving every day.
Yeah, it's good living.
Indeed. Jeff, let me say this. I know how much Mrs. Reardon meant to you. You could tell in your voice and in some stories we've shared. And her husband to come in and has moved on with grace and has tried to honor her, what she was all about. It's amazing. And I give them a lot of credit, to raise those young boys. I understand they might have 2 or 3 kids.
They have a daughter and a son, an older daughter, Avery, and Josh is their son.
Okay, and what's interesting is there's been a few times that I've brought up the name in town with friends, and that somebody had a credible life and was kind when the first thing out there is a smile and then nothing but positive words that resonate post, in the conversation. So I don't think there's any mistake that good people resonate and hang out together and find each other. And for you to be involved with that family and everything they do, it's amazing. And it's a testament to people trying to do the right thing in life. I've actually logged a few acts of kindness myself in the system. And, even with our dear friend Lance who left us, people would ask me all the time, Edward, he just kills you on the line.
Mm-hmm.
what they didn't see was behind the scenes where I was with Lance in the most vulnerable moments of his life. And I said, Lance, this is in honor of him. My job is to love you unconditionally. And, and we could talk and whatever you want to share with me. And I think the catalyst of that was things that you do on this line. And I'll never forget it. And it's hard to be kind 100% of the time. I'll be driving and I'll unleash some harsh, colorful metaphors. You know what I'm talking about? We all do it. But then I remind myself, hey, I have to be kind because that person is made in the image of Christ just like me.
Well,
and I try my best.
Did you log? And I don't know if people know, you went and saw Lance when he was in his last days in the hospital.
Sure.
And spent time with him and brought him things. And he wasn't, blood family to you. I don't know, did you log that act of kindness? I mean, and maybe I'll log it for you. It's one thing to talk it. It's another thing to live it. And look, I'm not telling people what to do or how to do it. I just, I'm not in that game. But when people go out and live it and what you did for him, and I know firsthand, I know personally from him what that meant to him, and, with Jess and Grady and Howard, reaching out to him, it's kind. And look, in the world which we live, where we read and see and live every day what we live, I don't know. To me, you can't have too much kindness. And sometimes does it sound corny? I imagine it does. But if you talk it, what did LeVar Ball say? I'm going to speak it into kindness, or speak it into being, right? I'm going to speak it into existence. I mean, can you speak it into existence? I don't know how you argue the kindness thing.
No, you can. It's indisputable. Hey, I got to stay on form, though.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting me elaborate on that. So for the greatest player in the history of the league, 102-year history of the league, Thomas Edward Brady, to go to the Hall of Fame induction of Peyton Manning is awesome. It's amazing. I got to share this quick story with you. I'll be brief because I know you're coming on break. I'm at the gym yesterday, and there's some gentlemen there, and we started talking because we were working out, and they're from Cleveland. And I brought up Brian Sipe and Reggie Rucker and that whole crew, and we loved it. We talked, and they said, and I was rocking my Patriots gear. And you've talked about this, Jeff, by the way. And they told me almost in unison, I used to hate Tom Brady. and they said, you know what? After last year, there's not one argument that anybody made against him that holds up anymore. And they said, you know what? We're rooting for him to win another one. They said they've separated so much. He separated so much, and he took so much heat, and there was a false narrative created about him, that we're actually rooting for him now. And I think what we're seeing is an unleashed, joyful, charismatic person. And you know what? The Patriot years where he was robotic, that was a huge part of their success, and I have an appreciation for that. But towards the end of your career, we saw this with Kobe. I think we see it with LeBron, that you get unleashed and the true self comes out, and you're more at peace with yourself.
I think you have more fun. Right, I thought Kobe had a lot more fun towards the end. I like Brady's having more fun towards the end. I'm not sure. I think LeBron's having more fun.
Well, it remains to be seen.
Yeah.
And then I texted you last night. The NFL, I think every candidate that's going to the Hall of Fame deserves it. Tony Hill, I know personally, and he was amazing. John Lynch, let me tell you this. For them not to let Richard Seymour in, who was a 3-time All-Pro first team, anchored a Hall of Fame defense, and was a member of the All-Decade team, to put guys like John Lynch and those guys in front of him, it makes absolutely no sense to me, but I'm going to be kind today.
That's why
I'm
it's a
going to celebrate those
subjective
that got in.
process. Yeah, but that's why that's a subjective process, right?
Indeed.
That's why that's about voting and not just straight numbers.
Indeed. Hey, be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. Have a delightful weekend, my friends.
See you. 246-0610. The Brady thing's incredible to me. Are you a Tom Brady guy? Like, how do you feel about Tom Brady? Are you positive? Are you negative towards Brady? Where are you with him?
I tend to just go with the game.
So you're indifferent?
Pretty much, yeah. They're all, how to put this? I love the games, but I'm not a fan of any particular team or person.
That's fine. I'm down with that.
Because this way I can go to any game or watch any game on TV and just enjoy the game.
I'm down.
Oh, that's a great play. Oh, you idiot. How could you miss that? You know, and I can go on both sides, both teams.
There's a beauty to that. It's a way to keep your sanity, certainly.
Yeah. And plus, I don't have a whole lot of time to invest in it.
Yeah, no, I think that's totally fair. I've come, I don't want to say full circle because I was never a hater. I think like anything else, when they started to be dynastic, you start to root against them if they're not your team. I have come to appreciate Tom Brady, and I believe that all these haters envy him so much. Everybody wants to, who don't want to beat Tom Brady? Damn, look at him at 43. He still looks good. He's still playing at a high level. He's still winning Super Bowls, making money, still married to a runway model, one of the best fashion models ever. Everything seems so perfect. I mean, Lord knows what it is. I think all the haters probably are incredibly envious. I'm going to tell you, and I've said this many times, and I know people hate me for it, but I don't care, or at least hate the. I don't know if they hate me for it, but they don't like the argument. I appreciate Tom Brady more since Deflategate, because I think Deflategate was such a bunch of crap. I just think it was the biggest non-issue scandal in the history of everything. I firmly believe Tom Brady one day went into camp and said, here's the feel of my footballs, and I like my footballs here, and they were a little less inflated than others, and that's the PSI to which his equipment guy pumped his footballs.
Were they in spec?
And they may not have been, and that's my point. But my point is, if you ask LeBron James, what's PSI, legal PSI of a basketball? Does he know? I'll bet he didn't know what legal specs of. I never heard a PSI conversation before this. What is PSI? What is it? Is it your prostate numbers? Is it your football scan? What is it? And so that's what I firmly believe. Yeah. And the guy won games before it. He won games after it. He's still winning games for crying out loud. He is. And so do I think that that's what helped him win football games, because his footballs were somewhat less I think it's the biggest. Whatever, but that's fine. And then I've watched him evolve over the years, and I like him. I mean, he's not the funniest guy ever. He's not the cool, but I watch. I don't know. There's not usually a lot of guys at the very top that I tend to be indifferent. I was a Kobe guy. I came around on Kobe. I just watch guys mature. Yeah. And so that's where I've come around on him, and I think a lot of people have, but certainly a lot of people have not. Yeah. So
see, I grew up with John Elway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a Valley guy. Yeah, John Elway, Granada Hills High School, man. I mean, I'm a big, I used to like him a lot. So, all right, 505-246-0610, top of the hour, 9 o'clock, Nick Starkel, the San Jose State quarterback. San Jose State quarterback, Jeff, really? San Jose State won the league last year. Do you know that? They're the reigning Mountain West Conference champions, and this young man went from Texas A&M to Arkansas to San Jose State. I think I've told you it's my one of my favorite. Gosh, it's right at the top of my favorite conversations I had this year in Vegas, and I think you're going to enjoy it. So that's coming up at the top of the hour. So many homeowners only refinance to get a low rate. That's great, but you should know there are a lot of other ways that you can benefit from a refi, like using your equity to get rid of high-interest debt. You can pay for your next home improvement job. Both are things that can be easily done with help from American Financing. These guys are the real deal. Their mortgage consultants will listen to your financial goals, then they will sit with you and create a custom loan that helps you achieve those goals. It's true. Best of all, they don't pressure you into anything. They don't charge upfront fees. There's no hidden fees. It's just a simple conversation around the many ways they can help you save, listen to this, up to $1,000 a month. They can help you save up to $1,000 a month. Find out what you could save. There's no pressure. You might even be able to postpone 2 mortgage payments, but you've got to call American Financing, and I would suggest you do it quickly. 423-551-6525. Write it down. 423-551-6525. Visit them online, AmericanFinancing.net, NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry. I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on. What's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened?
Don't worry. We'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom has portable AC units for rent. Applications include server rooms, retail outlets, healthcare facilities, laboratories, convenience stores and truck stops, events, concerts, and weddings. All of these units are 120-volt plug and play. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
Drive, Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck, Micah. Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show. Good morning and welcome to Sports Desk Live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
Center fielder, Caden Bell on first. Here's the pitch to Heath. Struck him out. And great pitching by Alvarado. That'll do it for the Tigers in the top of the fifth.
A great crowd for a mid-afternoon game. Swing and a miss, and there's a strikeout, number 5 for Matt Romero.
Smith talking to the batter here. That's a... Oh, wow. Nice, and that's an out.
What did I tell you? That one's a... That gets over the head of the right fielder. That's going to bring in 2 runs. As Adrian Martinez with the RBI double.
Towards the latter part. Pitch, and that's another way for a single. That's going to score 2. That makes the score 9-0. So RBI double. That's going to make it. That's it. It's 10 runs there.
The count. And this one's high. It's going deep. And it's going to fall in. He's digging for third, and he gets there. Ezra Mestas with the 3-bagger. He gets the triple, and 2 more runs scored.
Steal to third base.
He brought the hot sauce for strike 3.
Small ball team for Reed Fiegel this year. That one is hit on the line to left. It's going to send Avila back to the warning track, to the wall, and he's going to watch it go. It's a solo homer off the bat of Bo Kidd. One 0 Eagles. Just when we were talking about small ball, the Eagles played long ball. That boy's well hit to left. Coming in on it is Morrison. He drops it, and the Ravens win it.
Mike Trio. Local talk. Today at 4. 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Really good golf going on this weekend, today and tomorrow, at Twin Warriors over on the Santa Ana Pueblo. The Nota Begay III Junior Golf National Championship Regional Qualifying event will take place today and tomorrow with the top finishers in all of the age groups advancing to the national championship, which is going to be broadcast on the Golf Channel December 8th. And I'll give you more information on that as we get closer to that. But they had a really big announcement. And the announcement is I guess, the headliner. The story behind the announcement is terrific. And what Noda's been doing with junior golf, not only locally but around the country, is spectacular. And the growth of the tour has been really fun to watch. Nota Begay is a 4-time winner on the PGA Tour. You watch him weekly on NBC and Golf Channel's coverage of golf, and he joins us this morning on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Good morning, Nota. How you doing?
Jeff, I am great. I'm excited. We've got over 100 of the West region's best junior golfers teeing it up today at Twin Warriors out at Santa Ana Pueblo, and it's exciting. It's really exciting to, be able to use, my experiences and the things that I've been able to achieve and do in golf and now broadcasting. And I sit on the same side of the microphone as you do now. So it's just fun to be able to leverage these types of opportunities for primarily kids in New Mexico. Of the 100 kids, close to 70% of those kids are from the state of New Mexico. And we have all of the best players in our state in this regional today, regardless of classification, where they went to school. We've got kids from Deming and Jarales, New Mexico, and down south in Las Cruces and Four Corners. And so I'm really proud that, we've been able to pull this off.
You should be proud. You should be proud of what this has grown into and the quality. And it's not just about the quantity, although part of it is getting more kids involved, but the quality. I want to get into the golfers in a second, but I want to talk about the partnership with the R1 companies and how it evolved and you and Mike Taylor's relationship that goes back. And it's, we all have experiences. We all meet people along the way, and it's funny how life works and the twists and turns. But you were able to announce R1 Companies as a major partner of the Nota Begay, the third Junior Golf Tour, and the championships and everything you're doing. And I certainly want you to talk about that and the story about how you and Mike got this done.
Well, first, I have a tremendous amount of respect and admiration for what Mike Taylor and his wife Jessica have done with the R1 companies. They've really put their representatives in the driver's seat as far as being able to leverage their own opportunities in a very, very competitive space. Their model's been successful, and through that success, they've achieved some heights and some growth that has allowed them to sit in the position now and support initiatives like this. Through this partnership, we're going to be able to do two things. Number one, we're going to be able to sit side by side as partners. Mike Taylor and I played high school sports together. He went to Siembieda High, played football, played golf. We played a lot of junior golf together. But to be able to make that call and say, hey, Mike, remember back in the day when we played this tournament together, why don't we work on a project like this? It's a really heartfelt and emotional thing for me because you know how much I love New Mexico, Jeff. And,
No doubt.
I moved home 6 years ago to be close to the place that I grew up. And I continue to invest in these youth-based initiatives and to have groups like the R1 company step up and be able to provide the springboard for us financially to do a couple things. Number one, put on the best regional tournament at the best venues in the country. This is one of the premier events that will be held for junior golfers. It's the best one in the state of New Mexico, and it's certainly the best one of the best ones in the country. But secondly, with our junior tour next summer, we're going to be able to lower fees for kids. And one of the biggest hurdles to our kids playing golf is it's expensive. I've sat there. I played with used clubs, and I wore women's shoes, golf shoes that we bought at a yard sale because that's all we could afford. It's an expensive sport. So in year one of our tour this year, we lowered prices by about $40, and we're going to try and do another $25 to $30 next year, so we take a little bit of the pressure off of parents. You know as well as I do, you've got kids in activities, whether it's ice hockey, soccer, basketball, or golf. These things can tend to add up after a while, and R1 is standing alongside us ready to help.
I'm so proud of them. As a New Mexico company, and what you've done for these kids is incredible. Notable Gabe III is with us, and if you want to go out and watch some great junior golf, it's today and tomorrow out at Twin Warriors. I watched some of the quality of the golfers, and certainly I've seen both of these young ladies play, but I watched a freshman and an 8th grader go to a playoff for the 4A Girls Championship, 2 Academy girls, Anya Prashar and Kalia Ward. Addie, my daughter, played against Anya a couple of years ago, and she's like, Dad, I can't play with her. And I said, babe, sometimes the other guy's just better. You know, you could have your best day. And watching what Kalia's done and her grow up, it's just 2 names out of so many. There are some good young golfers in our state.
Yes, and I encourage any of you that just love watching good quality golf. Many of these kids this week will be playing at some of the premier Division I programs in the country. When they graduate from high school. You mentioned Kalia Ward. She's a fine young golfer and has really developed into one of the best young players we have in the state. That academy team has become tough. You know, I'm an academy Charger, so I'm okay with that.
I know you are.
But Neil and Parishner and Aiden Kraft, they're in the field. You have Grady Cox down coming up from Belen, who's 14 years old, but really can compete with the older kids. Shot 65-72 at an event a couple days ago down in Las Cruces. So, they're not out there shooting, 71, 72. These kids are shooting under par. They know how to play. But, our kids need access. They need access to a national platform. And we're going to be sending, 4 to 6 kids this week to the national championship, which is broadcast on the Golf Channel, which college coaches around the country will tune in to that event. I covered both the men's and the women's NCAA Division I championships this year in Scottsdale, and I talked to a lot of these coaches, and they thanked me for having an event that was on television because they got a chance to see kids that they wouldn't normally get to see from parts of the country that are not close to where their university is located. So, it's a win-win. The venue, the Twin Warriors Golf Course, is one of my favorite in the state. Santa Ana Pueblo is where our foundation is headquartered. R1 Companies, Junior Golf, you guys now allowing us to talk about it. Just really, we can't get these things done on our own.
Always. I played in a group behind Aiden Kraft a couple of weeks ago, and it was just amazing to watch him hit a golf ball. It's so smooth, and his whole game was so good. Lastly, real quick, Xander Schauffele winning the gold medal. Big deal for him, big deal for America. I thought that was really exciting.
Yeah, and it's a game changer for him.
Yeah.
He, has been in the position a couple times. He's played, 18 major championships since he started as a professional, and has 9 top 10s. The last 2 times, though, the last 2 top 10s he's had at the last 2 U.S. Opens, the one at Wingfoot and then just this past one at Torrey Pines. He had a chance to go out there and contend on the final day, but he didn't break par. The winner, Bryson DeChambeau, went out and shot 67, won by a lot. And John Rahm at Torrey went out and shot 67. So those sorts of experiences are what sort of make athletes either respond or fall into bad patterns. And what did Xander do when he had a chance to win the gold medal? He went out and he shot a very courageous under par round, and now he's wearing a gold medal around his neck, which is a once-in-a-lifetime achievement.
Yep, and he's an Aztec, so I'm good with that too. Like you are with the Chargers. It's good to see an Aztec do well. Hey, get out there. What time do they tee off today? If people want to go out and see, because I'm just telling you, if you like golf, you're going to love this.
Yeah, today and tomorrow, we've got some great coverage going on between 8. They've already gone off, and around 12:30 will be the last kids going on. So there's golf going on all day. Some of the best ones to watch are the younger ones. We really have an emphasis on getting more young girls, 13 and under. That's our least participation right now. So if you have any young girls out there for next year, anybody, get them interested in golf, and we'd be glad to have them compete in our tour and our events.
And they should go where? Is it nb3igt.com?
Yeah, they can go to nb3jgt.com, and there's information. We'll be probably releasing a schedule for next year sometimes maybe November, December.
JGT is in Junior Golf Tour. I'm proud of you, Noda. I am. What this has become is a big deal. Good luck with this, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Okay. Talk soon, Jeff.
Be well, Noda. Noda Begay, and four-time champion on tour, and what he's doing for youth golfers in our state is spectacular. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Traffic pattern changes and repairs on Highway 550.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green. The Jim Rome Show is up next at 10, 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Always appreciate Notice Time. I just guy from New Mexico who's on the national stage that could do anything he wants and decided to move back to New Mexico, raise his kids here, and do better for our community. I mean, what more do you want? He's a gentleman. He is a forward thinker, and aside from all that, he gets things done. I'm so proud of what Noda's done and has become, and I appreciate the conversation. If you honestly, the two young ladies, the two young ladies and the young man that he spoke about, Anya Prashar, Kalia Ward, and then Aiden Kraft. I've seen all of those young people play, and they're amazing. Just these beautiful swings, and they are going to be stars. Aiden Kraft is a terrific golfer. I mean, hits the ball a ton. His short game's good. I've told you the story. Addie played against Anya in a regional tournament a few years ago, and there was this tall, beautiful swinging girl, and she was kind of bummed, but it was one of those where, babe, you could have played your best, and maybe she didn't. You could like sometimes the other guy's better, and it was just fun to watch her. And now Addie and Anya have become really good friends, and then Kalia Ward. What she's become is terrific, and she's an 8th grader, finished second in state. So you've got great young golfers, and Noda's giving them opportunities, and then they're going to get exposure on TV. I'm so excited for them. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-923. What is it? 888-922-0610. I knew that was wrong coming out of my mouth. This is from Robert. He said, did I hear you guys say this was going to be on TV? If so, do you know when? The national final will be on TV in December. This particular one will not. The national final, this is the regional qualifier, and so I think the top 8, or they're going to send 8 kids to the national qualifier, which will then be on the Golf Channel in December. So not this particular one, Robert, but I appreciate that. All right, 246-0610. Sid said, Mr. Siembieda, not being able to go into the office and use a landline during COVID, I had to break down and buy this cheapy $10 a month disposable phone. It works great. There hadn't been an area in the metro where I haven't been able to get service. Of course, I'm not using it to watch golf tournaments. The reason it only costs $10 a month is I get charged for every single byte of data I use over 50. Yeah, look, I don't want to give you cell phone ire. Again, tell me if I'm asking too much. That's what I told the gentleman. I was trying to be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. I just want my phone to work, so I don't care about this or that. If I'm asking too much, just tell me, and I'll go away. You don't have to hear from me ever again. Is it just too much? All right. Headlines this morning. Cowboys lost to the Steelers. You care? 16-3. What does it mean to you that the Cowboys lost last night? It shouldn't mean much, if anything. It meant something to Omar. It's never acceptable to lose to your rivals, he says, but if that's okay. Olympics, you got the volleyball team, April Ross and Alex Kleinman. They won a gold medal. Allison Felix won the bronze in the 400 meters in track and field. 8:30 our time tonight. That'll be, they're 15 hours ahead. 8, 9, 10, I guess 11:30 in the morning in Japan tomorrow. is the men's basketball gold medal. You going to step and watch that, Gato Roberto? What time you go to bed on a Friday with the big House of Strauss? Because you're in earlier for that show than this show, right?
Yes, I am.
You got a lot of prep to do. You got to go get the blueberry pancakes for that.
No, George brings them to
He
us.
brings them to you every day?
Yeah.
God bless that man.
Yeah. He's a treasure.
Yeah, he is.
And he, just to let you know, he closed up for a 10-day vacation, paid the staff
That's
for
beautiful.
the time off. He's a really good guy. When he opens up the 10th or the 11th, go get a pancake.
So you don't get fed tomorrow?
No.
Oh, what, do you got to go get an egg muffin or something?
I don't know what I'm going to do.
You're going to have to get some hard-boiled eggs or something.
No.
Bring them in. Put some like smoky salt on there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's satisfactory.
That sounds interesting.
Nick Starkel is San Jose State's quarterback. Conversation with him next. This is my favorite, one of my top two favorites. You're going to enjoy this one. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM. Not that you don't enjoy the others. An AM 670 Sports Animal.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom has portable AC units for rent. Applications include server rooms, retail outlets, healthcare facilities, laboratories, convenience stores and truck stops, events, concerts, and weddings. All of these units are 120 volt plug and play. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
Drive, Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck. Micah, Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show. Good morning and welcome to Sports Desk live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
Center fielder, Cade Bell on first. Here's the pitch to Heath. Struck him out. And great pitching by Alvarado. That'll do it for the Tigers in the top of the fifth.
A great crowd for a mid-afternoon game. Swing and a miss, and there's a strikeout, number 5 for Matt Romero.
Smith talking to the batter here. That's a, oh, wow. Nice, and that's an out.
What did I tell you? That one's that gets over the head of the right fielder. That's going to bring in 2 runs. As Adrian Martinez with the RBI double.
Towards the latter part. Pitch, and that's another way for a single. That's going to score 2. That makes the score 9-0. So RBI double. That's going to make it. That's it. It's 10 runs there.
The count. And this one's high. It's going deep. And it's going to fall in. He's digging for third, and he gets there. Ezra messed us with the 3-bagger. He gets the triple, and 2 more runs scored.
Steal to third base.
FM and AM 610 KNML Albuquerque. A Cumulus station. The sports animal. Now voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. This is the opening drive with 2-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Siembieda, and JJ Buck.
All right, we continue our conversations with Mountain West football, going around the league a little bit. Coaches, players. It's the opening drive, Jeff Siembieda. JJ will be back maybe on Monday, but it's just me and Gato Roberto and Adrian today. Hope that's okay for you. But it was consistency. First time in a long time you've got the same, well, since last week, since you got the same talent on the air. Well, talent, I use that word loosely. The same people talking to you 2 days in a row. Right? It was Ed and me last Thursday and Friday, and then you got it's been a variety in here. So 2 days in a row, it's just me sitting here on this side, you on that side. I don't know if that does anything for you. Nick Starkel led San Jose State's turnaround last year. They were and also ran in this conference. You were telling me they shouldn't be in this league. And your argument wasn't a bad one. And then all of a sudden, Brent Brennan comes in there as a head coach, turns things around, finds himself a quarterback in the SEC with Nick Starkel, who went from Texas A&M to Arkansas to San Jose State, and they win the league championship last year and go into their bowl game. COVID wrecked their team, and they lost the Arizona Bowl. But here's the conversation I had with San Jose State's quarterback, Nick Starkel.
Nick Starkel is a super senior in a couple of ways to define that. He's the quarterback at San Jose State and the guy who led the offensive resurgence of a team that a year ago nobody thought was going to be contending, and ends up they are the defending champion. Congratulations on what was a super year leading into your super season. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Talk about the super senior thing, because from A&M to Arkansas and now to what you're doing at San Jose State, it's been pretty super.
Right. It's been a long journey. There's a couple of us in college football, though. You know, they made a list, actually, CBS, I think, before the season. The all-time, can't believe they're still playing team, and I was a quarterback for that team. So.
Congratulations! You get a plaque, your Ring of Honor. What do you get?
You know, I'm thinking that they're going to just give us, cufflinks, because we're getting ready to go into the real world now. Pretty old.
Cufflinks aren't a bad thing, by the way. If you have French cuff shirts?
I haven't had any cufflinks yet. I'm looking forward to the day that I can own a pair and rock those.
Super senior cufflinks onto the real world. Nick Starkel's headed for big things. But first, you got, and this is a pretty big thing, defending this title at San Jose State. And I was talking to Kate. How different is the mindset? Never mind the coaches. Just amongst the student athletes as you start camp. It's been a minute since San Jose State's been at the top of this league.
Right. And I think our coach, Brent Brennan, has us in the right mindset. I don't know if Cade told you, but as soon as we got back from that Mountain West Championship game, when we were all reporting back for off-season workouts, for spring workouts, there's a giant target that was taped on everyone's locker. And it's been up there the entire time. Now there's 2 targets, actually, but it's to represent the target that we have on our back.
You okay with that? You like that?
I do like that, because it means that we were in a position last year to warrant that. They don't put a wanted poster out for anybody if they're not, doing anything. And so that's what we kind of feel like. There's a wanted poster out there for us in the Mountain West, the Wild West. And
done something if they want what you've got.
Exactly. And so we see that, but it hasn't changed our motto. Our motto as a team is, we're going to keep climbing this mountain. And this year, it's a new mountain. It's a new season. It's going to look different than last year, and so our motto is going to stay the same.
Everybody I've spoken to about you just raves about you as a person. I watch you as a quarterback, but your journey is is really fascinating. From a Texas kid who went to A&M to Arkansas, you end up at San Jose State, and that's where you thrive. How did that all go down? And I know you've told the story a million times, but the journey to get to San Jose State, and it really feels like a lot of it is that head coach and Brent Brennan. You guys love him.
Exactly. It's been a really, really long journey. One day I'm actually going to write a book about it. And
what's it going to be called?
Probably The Journeyman,
or he's still around,
or he's still playing. It's a working title right now. And so I'm going to eventually write a book because I feel like there's just been so many influential people in my life, influential moments of my life that led to me ultimately getting to San Jose State and seeing success. But a huge part of that is Coach Brennan. He'd look me in the eyes before every single game this year, and he'd say, "You're exactly where you're supposed to be."
When did you believe that?
Right before the first game. He could tell that I was nervous. It had been a while since I had started a game. I'd ended my career at Arkansas not really on a high note. Wasn't very I guess well liked on the team in terms of winning. When you're not winning, it's not
everybody likes the winner, and the guy who's not winning isn't as popular.
Exactly. And so it was kind of rough, and football was what I felt like almost fading out of my life, and Coach Brennan really helped bring that back into my life, and fell in love with the game again. And so I really believed in that first time that he told me that.
Nick Starkel is the quarterback at San Jose State. It's I don't want to say an ego blow, but maybe it is. You're going from the SEC to San Jose State, and you know how special that is, but you probably didn't know how special it was then, right? And if you tell someone sitting in Arkansas or Texas or in Georgia that was the route, they're going to say, "What's wrong with that guy?" Right? And really what you found out, it feels like, is what's right with this guy.
Exactly. If somebody would have told me, 3 years ago, you're going to end up at San Jose State and you're going to be a conference, that's where you're going to win your first championship of your football career, is at San Jose State. While I'm sitting, in College Station, Texas, I would have been like, well, how the heck did that happen? What happened to get me over there? And that's really what it's been like. It's been rolling with the punches, and it's been, fighting new battles every day and finding a way to win.
You know what it seems more than anything, and this is just me knowing you very little bit, never mind the football player, it seems like you're happy. It seems like you found a spot. I talked to Kate about, would you want to go somewhere else? You're defensive player of the year, you might be in the NFL. Would you go somewhere? He's like, no, I love San Jose State. I love Coach Brennan. You never know where you're going to find. You got to go through open doors, right? And you can tell me if I'm wrong, but it just feels like you found a peace and you're happy.
100%. I'm at peace with what's been going on. Last year, in the craziness of it, I don't think that any other coach could have handled it the way that Coach Brennan did. And, I'm very happy with where I'm at right now. I have a lot of peace, and I'm really excited for this next season.
Talk about this next season. Let's look forward a little bit. Nick Starkel's the quarterback at San Jose State. You got an interesting schedule. I think your division's tough. There's a lot of offense. There's pretty good players in your division is a crapshoot. I looked at Hawaii, who won the New Mexico Bowl, and they picked 5th, and they got so much coming back. There's a lot of super seniors in this league. There's a lot of good quarterbacks, and it just feels like, to me, each week anybody can win a game.
That's exactly what I've been telling people. This league has talent every corner that you look. Around every corner there's talent. There's NFL talent. There's players that are going to be playing on Sunday, and then there's players that are, All-Americans in our conference. And so you got to bring your A game, no matter who you're playing. There's no layups or anything like that.
Is there a chip on your shoulder? I don't know what preseason awards mean to you. Obviously, being that he's still a playing team means a lot. But to not be first team all-conference quarterback preseason, and Carson's a heck of a player, and I understand, and he's really good. But is that something that you were hoping was going to be yours, that you felt you earned?
I wish preseason awards meant something. It'd be good for those guys, but they don't. And even the postseason awards, at the end of the day, they don't mean more than winning to me. I'll take winning the conference championship every day over getting that, Conference Player of the Year award.
Winning in a year like last year with the uncertainty, the games getting canceled and moved, you guys were displaced, you played games in Vegas. What did you learn about yourself? Is in a 6-year period where you've probably learned more about yourself than you ever thought you could learn, as a team and then individually, you're leading a football team that's playing. You don't know where you're practicing 2 days from now.
Right. That just kind of became our, MO, and that was really what helped us down the stretch. Was before the season even starts, we've got all these things hitting us left, hitting us right, trying to derail our train, and we turn it into, okay, if an obstacle's in the way, it now becomes the way. If we have to go 5 hours north to practice, then that's our new path. That's where we're going to go. And that's really, that was Coach Brennan's attitude, and it was something that we all agreed to of whatever happens, we're going to say, so what, now what? What can we do now?
Go out and win a championship. That's what you can do. Nick Starkel, just a few more minutes. NIL started a couple weeks ago. How much conversation is there? I guess every team will handle it differently, and probably every individual needs to handle it differently. Have you noticed a difference yet? And what do you anticipate?
I've personally noticed everyone thinks that they're now a marketing agent. Everyone is trying to get a piece of this pie. And in my opinion, let the college guys get their own pie first, and then focus on that. But a lot of marketing agencies are popping up that have no right to be doing any of this. They got no tenure, they got no representation really, but they're trying to get these players to get into these deals to where now they're pretty much signing away their NIL.
Which is one of my biggest concerns, and I'm really glad you're saying that, because I've asked the question, who is looking out for the student athlete? Who's looking over these deals? Who's making sure the student athlete doesn't sign away their rights? How are you supposed to find the education and the right people, know who you can trust?
So what I think you'll see, in my opinion, what they should do is that schools should hire someone that players can go to for free legal counsel, rather than having players, quickly glance over something and they sign it away.
$100 a month, okay, I'm in, and then all of a sudden, what does perpetuity mean anyway? And then they're worth way more, and they're right?
Exactly. So I think what you'll end up seeing schools end up hiring or having at least a legal team that can help counsel these players, and I think that's what they should do. I think that if they are going to start using NIL as almost a recruiting tool of, hey, we're going to push you, we're going to push your brand, your name, image, and likeness for you, I think they should also say, we're also going to help you, we're going to advise you in this. And so our team has actually talked about that. We have an NIL, I guess, speaker liaison coming and speaking with us on Friday. Our whole team, we're going to have a big event where they're teaching us pretty much all the new rules and everything, the do's and the don'ts so far of what they've learned. And so I don't think that it is a sprint. I think it's a marathon. We got to take our time with this, and eventually we'll see some good results.
Well, it's going to be an interesting couple of years as we get through it. All right, get him a belt buckle or cufflinks. He is the first team quarterback on the. He's still playing team. He's still playing team. Nick, enjoyed it. Good luck to you this season.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right, hope you enjoyed that. There's one more piece to it, and he and I sat around and we spoke after that, and he kind of told me a story about what he learned in the loss in the bowl game about being a leader. And one more piece with Nick Starkel when we come back, and then I'll get to the phones as you're getting in on the phones at 505-246-0610. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. I just fascinating young man and a terrific story. Now is the time. Save yourself some big money each month. And it really isn't all that difficult to make it happen. You just got to refinance your mortgage and do it now before rates get any higher. I've been talking about it a lot lately, not only because it's important for you to know the rates we're seeing really can make a significant difference on your budget. That makes now the time to call American Financing. See what you can qualify for. You simply can't put it off any longer, boys and girls. You can save hundreds of dollars a month, plus tens of thousands of dollars in long-term savings. Would that make a difference for you? I think it might. They never change their way they do things. They're in it for you. There's no upfront fees. There's no hidden fees. It really is a no-pressure, no obligation experience, and it's focused on you. So what are you waiting for? With rates still incredibly low, there's never been a better time to make your move. Pre-qualify for free by calling 423-551-6525, 423-551-6525, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net and MLS 182334 and MLSConsumerAccess.org.
Jim.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom has portable AC units for rent. Applications include server rooms, retail outlets, healthcare facilities, laboratories, convenience stores and truck stops, events, concerts, and weddings. All of these units are 120-volt plug and play. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
Drive, Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck, Micah. Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show. Good morning and welcome to Sports Desk live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
Center fielder, Caden Bell on first. Here's the pitch to Heath. Struck him out. And great pitching by Alvarado. That'll do it for the Tigers in the top of the fifth.
A great crowd for a mid-afternoon game. Swing and a miss, and there's a strikeout, number 5 for Matt Romero.
Smith talking to the batter here. That's a... Oh, wow. Nice, and that's an out.
What did I tell you? That one's that gets over the head of the right fielder. That's going to bring in 2 runs. As Adrian Martinez with the RBI double.
Sports the latter part. Pitch, and that's other way for a single. That's going to score 2. That makes the score 9-0. So RBI double. That's going to make it. That's it. It's 10 runs there.
1-0's the count. And this one's high. It's going deep. And it's going to fall in. He's digging for third, and he gets there. Ezra Mestas with the 3-bagger. He gets the triple, and 2 more runs scored.
Steal to third base.
He brought the hot sauce for strike 3.
Small ball team for Reed Fiegel this year. That one is
hit on the line to left. It's going to send Avila back to the warning track, to the wall, and he's going to watch it go. It's a solo homer off the bat of Bo Kidd. 1-0 Eagles, just when we were talking about
Sports Animal.
I want to give you one more piece of that conversation. So after we shut down the interview and I stopped rolling, we talked for another 10 minutes. And he was telling me some stories, and I said, "Hey, do you mind if I fire this back up and you tell me the story again?" So they got beat in the bowl game. They got beat by Ball State. COVID had ripped up the team pretty good, and this was a crummy way to end the season. They were in the Arizona Bowl. They were not performing well. They were getting beat by a team they felt they were better than. Ball State was a nice team. They were a good team. And it was not a good feeling. And let Nick tell you this. This is one last little piece with Nick Starkel about what he learned about watching a clip after it was all done.
So, Nick, the way the season ended, you lose in a bowl game, your roster's devastated by COVID. Coaches, players, Cade didn't even play. What does that do going in the I always think it's important to win the last game of the year. What does that do going in the offseason with that?
Yeah, for us, it definitely gave us a chip on our shoulder. It gave us something to work towards. It humbled us, that's for sure. And recently I got to watch that game, the TV copy of that game, which is something that I normally don't do. And I learned a lot about myself, about my leadership. I don't know who it was, but it was one of the reporters, and they had said, Starkel, he's usually a really vocal guy, and in the last 6 minutes, he hasn't said anything. And it panned over to me, and I'm sitting over there on the bench alone, and scores on the bottom there of the screen, and I screenshotted that, and I made that my screensaver, and it's something that I don't want to feel again. And it was the last time that I really stepped on the field last season, and it motivated me this whole off season as my background, something that I see every single day, and something that has pushed me towards next season.
You say you learned. What is that you learned?
Yeah, I learned that leadership isn't a sometimes thing; it's an always time. It's all the time. It's not sometimes; it's all the time. And so that includes the good and the bad and the ugly, which we saw in that game. And so I think that it's my job this year to continue to push these guys, continue to lead these guys, no matter what's going on, on the scoreboard. Because we actually, we had a chance to come back in that game, but I don't think mentally our team was ready for that, and that's on me.
Leadership isn't a sometimes thing; it's an always thing. And that young man was willing to take one of his down times, put it on his screen, look at it every day, motivate himself. By looking back, he could have got bitter, but he learned from it. He says, basically, he told me they were right. There was me moping on the sideline, sitting by myself instead of leading my team. And it was pointed out on national television. I just was impressed with that young man, and I hope you were as well. All right, let's move. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Back to it. Hey, Tommy, good morning.
Good morning, guys. Tommy the Truth back at you. And, oh, my God, it happens all the time. Preseason comes, and there's an overreaction. I don't care about preseason. Personally, I wish they'd get rid of all the games or cut them down to 3 because it just gets guys hurt. And let the rookies play. I saw the Cowboy game last night. I didn't expect anything. I wanted to see Parsons, and he was all over the field left to right. I love that. But do we need a backup? Maybe, possibly, but it's one preseason game. Don't panic. Don't panic. Oh, my God, especially millennials. You guys, I'm talking to you, 18 and up. Calm your roll because you don't know football as well as the older guys. You just don't. Preseason means nothing. I've seen the 49ers back in the day lose every preseason game and win a Super Bowl. I just want to make sure my guys don't get hurt. I'd like to see Dak play maybe barely a little bit just to make sure his arm's okay. But if he doesn't play all preseason, I don't care. And I'm really upset that I want to see how this 17-game season goes because if guys start falling like flies, they're going to go back to 16. They should have given 2 bye weeks. 2 bye weeks if they're going to add another game and lower the preseason games down to 3. Because that's all you really need. I want to see what you think, the expert of the network. Don't tell the other guys they might get back. Do you think it should have been lowered to 3 games and given 2 bye weeks for a 17-game season? I want to see what you think. Yeah, love the show. Listen to both. And I have some stuff from Mr. Green Bay this afternoon I'm going to tell them about. You know what I'm talking about, Mr. Green Bay Packer over there.
I do. All right, Tommy. No, thanks. I think they should have gone to 3, but I knew they wouldn't because of finances. And so it doesn't bother me. Play who you want to play. I mean, we're going to see a lot more games like we did last night. Games that what do they mean, right? What do they mean? They mean you're watching a football game. So you get to watch a little. But what do they really mean? And nothing. If you're upset about last night, relax. Just relax. Okay? Because it's not a big blowout. It's not a big deal. Just relax. If you're upset about last night, just relax. Your team's gonna be okay. I think. I think it was. What was I listening to? Somebody in the post game, somewhere. It was Aikman. One of the analysts said it looked like a couple of teams that had a few practices in pads. Been together for maybe 6-7 practices. And we're playing young guys, and that's what it looked like. And that's what it always looks like. That's what it always looks like. And by the way, the Hall of Fame teams get the extra game. Everybody else was limited to 3. So the Hall of Fame teams, the teams who play in that game were always they always played 1 extra game. It used to be 5, now they play 4. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Play your guys. I think they're going to play in 1 game. It'll be the second to last. You'll get an idea. And move on. It's really kind of how it is. I wouldn't worry about it. I wouldn't be too excited if you're a Steeler fan. It just doesn't matter. But you're watching football. And I think Tommy's dead on right. Relax. If you're overreacted about what happened, it's because you gambled on a preseason game, and that's your problem. Like, honestly, if you're gambling on preseason football, man, you got your own issues. Because I don't know how the hell you can think you know what you're doing with preseason football with guys who you don't know who they are. But that's on you, if that's what you got to do. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. I do want to get into what Jerry did with Jimmy Johnson. I think that was pretty cool. We'll get into that a little bit when we come back. IPS protects my home. International Protective Service. You see their vehicles all around town. You see their vehicles everywhere. Who are they? They are a security company vested in our community who protect homes and businesses, protect them from break-ins. They monitor alarms. When alarms go off, they respond within 5 to 7 minutes with armed, trained security officers much faster than the police can, simply because there's not enough police. They stop the bad guys. They catch the bad guys. Don't wait until something bad happens. Look, you've thought about it. Don't wait until you come home and a bad guy broke in. It's too late then. They've been watching my home for years. It makes me feel better. I was out of town this week. It was garbage day. They rolled the garbage cans to the curb and back on garbage day. They did exterior checks, came by the house a number of times, made sure everything was good. Makes me feel better. I don't know, what's peace of mind worth to you? Give them a call, 505-897-2420. Talk to them and see what they can do for you. 505-897-2420, or visit them online. It's ipsglobal.com.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Industries is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs.
Animal.
Siembieda, no JJ today. Glad you're with us. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Your emails are in big this morning. Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com. JJ is not here, so it's best not to send them to him, I'm going to guess. House must visit this weekend. Jeff, Bobcat's normally ornery dealing with a viper pit, a hungry Bobcat, and anything can happen. You don't get fed, huh?
Not this weekend, no.
That's not right.
Well, that's okay.
Not really.
George needs a vacation.
No, he does. We all do. That's why I'm going to take one.
They've been going full blast for a long time.
Yeah.
And with COVID and that, his crew's been great, and he's managed to stay open. He sent out hundreds, maybe thousands of boxed lunches and dinners to various organizations in town. He's just a really great guy.
Yeah, no, it's good people. All right, so you can get in now if you want. A moment last night, Jimmy Johnson, Jerry Jones embraced at the Hall of Fame game. They've had their, I don't know if it's a feud, whatever they had over the years. Cowboy fans have been bitter for years, I want to say, that they cut ties and probably cut their dynasty, right? That Jimmy would have been a great coach for years and been able to take them to many more, and you're convinced. I know. And Jerry Jones decided that Jimmy Johnson will be in the Hall of Honor, or the Ring of Honor at Texas Stadium, or Cowboy. What do we call it? AT&T Stadium now. I thought it was a nice moment. I thought it was a really nice moment, a fitting moment yesterday, and I don't know, a therapeutic moment probably for those two, as they got themselves through that. But it was good. It was nice to see. Yesterday was just good feeling football for everybody, and that's what the Hall of Fame game is. Let's go play. Doesn't matter who wins to most of you. It shouldn't for all of you, but that's okay. I mean, however it is you deal with that. We had the Tom Brady story that Tom Brady's going to go and sit in Peyton Manning's section as Peyton Manning gets inducted into the Hall of Fame this weekend. I think that's terrific. Like, honestly, I think that's one of the biggest shows of respect and class. And if you're going to come with a weak take, Brady needs to be with his teammate, and what's he deserting his team? Really? If anybody can take a couple of days off from camp, it's that guy. But to show the respect for a guy who was his on-field rival, who he competed against for all those years, had so many classic moments, I had no idea. If you'd have told me that Manning was 3-2 against Brady in the playoffs, no way. 17-11 in regular season. Or 17-11 overall. Brady. But 3-2 Manning in the play. I didn't know that. But I think, here's to you. Cheers. Class all the way. Drew Pearson was great. Talking about how long he had to wait. Cowboy fans, you've been screaming this for years. How can Drew Pearson have to wait to get into the Hall of Fame? Well, he's got to wait till this weekend now. Roger Staubach will be his presenter, which I'm looking forward to. Big weekend for Cowboy fan. Bill Cowher was terrific. I just thought everybody who walked through there was good. And it would feel good. So the Cowboys lost 16-3. They looked horrible offensively. They're fine. I mean, I don't even know what to tell you. Because I don't even know half these guys were. Defensively, they look great. You feel better? You know when, if you're bummed that they look bad offensively, well, you should be fine. Because Dak and Zeke and none of them played. Feel good about your defense. Defense pretty much did what they needed to do with Pittsburgh, right? So feel good about that. But I mean, the people who are losing their mind make me laugh. Women's soccer 1-1. They went to penalty kicks for the gold medal. It was Sweden and it was Canada. Canada wins the women's gold in soccer in penalty kicks. That is the team who beat the United States in the semifinals. You feel good about that? U.S. women routs Serbia, advances to the gold medal game. They will play Japan. 79-59 was the number. That game will be today. Clear, concise. They were good. Brittany Griner finished with 15 points and 12 rebounds. Asia Wilson was good. Brianna Stewart was good. The Americans will win the gold there. So you got women's basketball, men's basketball, and you got baseball. U.S. is going for gold. Feel pretty good about all of that, don't you? You got to feel pretty good about all of that. Are you going to miss the Olympics when they're gone? They go through this weekend, and then you're back to traditional stuff. You going to miss them when they're gone? Weekend listening plan, says Dan, Jeffrey, no Juan Jose, Igato, Roberto. With this guy producing, there's no telling what direction the house will head. I don't know. You kind of know, don't you? You have a pretty good idea what direction the House of Strauss is going in? I have a pretty good idea.
It's the direction that he wants it to go in.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a pretty good idea.
I'm just the guy behind the glass.
Yeah, no, I got a pretty good idea. All right, so that's where you are in the emails. I'm making sure I got all of your stuff. This was from I missed this one now. Somebody asked, who was it that asked on Noda, when Tiger's going to be ready? I didn't get into Tiger with Noda. I just didn't. It was James. Mr. Interview with Noda. Jeff, did you ask him about the big cat? How close is he to returning? Did not. No, this was about Noda's junior stuff, and didn't have a lot of time on this one. By the way, if you got a chance to get out there and watch some of that, like so strongly encourage you to do that, because it's just great stuff. All right, what else you got for me on the football? Kirk Cousins isn't going to take the vaccine. I guess we kind of somewhat got to get into that. You've got a high-profile player, starting quarterback for an NFL team, says, I will go through all the protocols, but I'm not going to take the vaccine. And I know there's plenty of you who says that's great, and there's plenty of you who says, oh my goodness, how can he do that? I think how it plays out, does he get COVID? How is he able to interact with his teammates is going to be where that goes. But you've got some players, as much as they're being encouraged to, who are just saying, I'm not going to do it. You've got other players saying, I was forced to do it. How do you think the NFL's handling this? Are you okay with it? With where they're going with this? It's kind of how most major institutions, corporations are dealing with things. It's kind of where you are right now. I don't, it's where it's going. You want to go to school? You got to get vaccinated. You want to go to work? You got to get vaccinated. I mean, it's kind of where we're going. I think it's pretty soon going to be. You want to go into the ballpark. You want to go. I think that's where we're going.
Okay.
I'm not telling you. Go ahead.
Well, the thing is, the vaccine, you can quantify that. But so many people got the COVID but were asymptomatic, but they're still immunized because they have the antibodies. So I would say the NFL should go for the antibody test.
So if you had COVID and still have the antibodies, then you should be treated just as if you were vaccinated.
Yeah, because it's the same thing. And in Germany, there was a study that said that, it goes all over the place.
That's right. You can find a study to support whatever you want.
But this study in Germany said that people that had the asymptomatic and had the antibodies had stronger antibodies than the vaccine. So it's all over the place.
It is all over the place.
But the antibody test is more expensive, but it shows that you have the antibodies against it. Just like if you had been vaccinated.
Yeah. I see where it's going, and it's going to be really interesting.
Yep.
All right, we'll wrap it up when we get back. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment.
You trash it,
we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Next in line.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. DCE Systems want to help schools reopen and keep students, teachers, and staff
Heard you're buying a car.
safe. New Mexico's distributor of no-valent Shield Plus, an antimicrobial hand sanitizer that lasts 24 hours. That's right, 24 hours. 1 liter will provide approximately 2,000 individual applications. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to DCESystemsInc.com to learn more. DCE Systems is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
Center fielder, Caden Bell on first. Here's the pitch that he struck him out. And great pitching by Alvarado. That'll do it for the Tigers in the top of the 5th.
A great crowd for a mid-afternoon game. Swing and a miss, and there's a strikeout, number 5 for Matt Romero.
Smith talking to the batter here. That's a, oh, wow. Nice, and that's an out.
What did I tell you? That one's that gets over the head of the right fielder. That's going to bring in 2 runs. As Adrian Martinez with the RBI double.
Towards the latter part. Pitch, and that's another way for a single. That's going to score 2. That makes the score 9-0. So RBI double. That's going to make it. That's it. It's 10 runs there.
1-0's the count. And this one's high. It's going deep. And it's going to fall in. He's digging for third, and he gets there. Ezra Mestas with the 3-bagger. He gets the triple, and 2 more runs scored.
Steal to third base.
He brought the hot sauce for strike 3.
Small ball team for Reed Fiegel this year. That one is hit on the line to left. It's going to send Avila back to the warning track, to the wall, and he's going to watch it go. It's a solo homer off the bat of Bo Kidd. One nothing Eagles. Just when we were talking about small ball, the Eagles play long ball. Put over with 2 outs here. That boy's well hit to left. Coming in on it is Morrison. He drops it, and the Ravens win it.
So I got this email from Lobo Hobo, and I'm a little disappointed, and I know you don't get your pancakes, and you've been very, very busy back there. It says, have we hoed yet? The answer is no. I mean, so this will be the first Friday since Michael Ann sleepwalked through the show.
They're called hot buttons for a reason.
A good reason it's there. We hadn't hoed yet, have we?
No, we had not.
I got to sit in this room and hoe by myself.
Well, I'll be with you, you know. Anyway, thanks for the reminder.
Adrian hoed.
Did he? Oh, okay.
I think Adrian hoed.
You kept me a bit busy this morning.
I know. I know. And I'm not done yet. I still got to record something.
Oh, thanks for that. Love the pre-production meeting on
I
air.
just got that, too. Yeah,
Okay.
I got to record something.
All right.
All right. Terry, can you hoe? Ho!
Yeah, I thought you might click the button a little early. I would have joined in. My dogs were in the background. It's more of a howl, but
well, go for it.
You know, I did it all on my own without making that, but we're good. Now, kind of on the COVID thing, just in general, I'm wondering how much they're going to put on the injury report about it, since, you know, gambling is so important, and to let teams and people putting a few dollars on the games, letting know which teams have the most or least. And, you know, Cousins has admitted, you know, he's not getting it. Other ones try to say it's HIPAA, which it really has nothing to do with HIPAA, if they don't want to say they got it or not. But I'm just curious, since all that is important, and I'm kind of wondering if, you know, between Carson Wentz and their linemen and Michael Thomas, if they all went to the same foot doctor, it's kind of putting things in a damper for them to come out and not know until the end. Some things don't appear, I guess, until you're practicing and all that. But from that deal, the Olympics, this is where I obviously I'm a Brady fan, where people, you know, if you win a gold, silver, bronze, to me it's a great thing, versus everybody was like, if you make it to the Super Bowl, Joe Montana's better because he went 4-0. Versus to me, it's like, yeah, if you go 7 times, 10 times, the more you do, it's kind of like a bronze or silver medal. You know, it's like, well, you should have just won gold medals. If you weren't going to win a gold, don't win anything. I'm just like, you know, to complete something better. Xander, good for him winning the gold medal. As we discussed last week or the week before, we all still think he wants a major more than that, but the gold medal, hopefully he displays it proudly and all that. And on a lighthearted note, last week I went to pick up my Sweet Deal tickets down at the pit, and I bumped into a couple of very nice people, and one of them asked me, oh, are you the good-looking guy? And I said, no, that's Edward. I said, how you can tell us apart was I had crushed on Marsha Brady and Valerie Bertinelli.
Right.
Edward has crushes on Tom Brady and Mears. And it made the lady chuckle a little bit. So obviously she's listened to the show and everything. So Edward, that's just me being lighthearted to you. And it's always good, you know, Bob, you know, doing a great job. You do a great job. And yeah, people, you know, be polite and kind. It makes a world of difference whether I do it, whether somebody's a young person, a old person, or anything in between. Little gestures can be very nice. I bumped into a lady who said she would feed homeless cats, and I just got out my wallet and gave her some money and just said, here, don't be offended, but can I donate some money to help do that? And, you know, we all, it can be little things like opening a door or just kind-heartedness. And it's as much for the person who does it as who you do it for. And it's a good thing to do. So, Jeff, as always, Friday, have a great weekend. Be safe. Enjoy the family. And I always appreciate the show. Last thing, JJ, hope he's doing better because, you know, come Monday, if he's there, we need a Messi update. He didn't re-sign with Barcelona, so we didn't get our soccer news.
You want me to do that for you?
Yeah. We'll get it Monday. But
all right.
Enjoy your weekend. Take care.
See you. Terry called at 505-246-0610. Yeah, that's a big deal. Lionel Messi is not going back to Barcelona. Now PSG, Paris Saint-Germain, has made contact with Messi over a potential move. The reports are that PSG reached out to Messi today, or I guess yesterday, after the announcement, and I guess it was unexpected, that he would be not signing a new deal with Barcelona. PSG's sporting director, as it is in Europe, became heavily involved in the conversations, and he will break the bank there, obviously. But there was a press conference, and I think by Monday you get an idea where he is, if you don't know for sure. But this is a big deal. That's probably biggest name, one of the biggest names in international sport, Lionel Messi. Lionel, if you prefer. But they probably prefer Lionel. Not going back to Barcelona. That's a big, big deal. What do you got this weekend? I know you're starting to watch the baseball now. And the Giants last night had a historic comeback. The Giants continue to lead the National League West as the Dodgers chase. And what they did last night, coming back from 4-0 in the ninth inning, to beat a bad Diamondbacks team was pretty insane. And when you tell the story of these great teams at the end of the year, there's always one or two nights that they point back to that were magical. And that tends to be the kind of night where you came back and had this win and came out of nowhere. That was one of them. So watch the Giants, because what they're doing, and Chris Bryant had the big hit at the end, and boy, are they loving Chris Bryant, the Giant. They may just call him the San Francisco Bryants, and because what's going on there is insane. One other note on baseball. J.R. Richard died yesterday. He was 71 years old. His injury, or his career was cut short. He had a stroke in 1980. James Rodney Richard, as Vin Scully used to call him, had 10 seasons with the Astros and was as overpowering a pitcher that I'd ever seen. And it's a guy whose name gets lost in the annals because his career was cut short, because he played for an Astros team that wasn't very good all the time that he was there. But in 10 years, 10 seasons, he was 107-71 with a 3.15 ERA. And he struck out 313 batters in 1979, which was the single-season record until Garrett Cole surpassed it just 2 years ago. He's still tied for second in team history for career ERA and third in strikeouts, behind only Nolan Ryan and Roy Oswalt. He's fifth in wins and shutouts there. But J.R. Richard was he was a big, tall, towering, and at the time, there were not a lot of pitchers of color. And J.R. Richard, being an African-American man, was certainly an outlier, and he was terrific. R.I.P. Rest in peace, J.R. Richard. All right, thanks today. Doug Martin, New Mexico State's football coach, was with us. Michael Reardon, head of the Jennifer Reardon Foundation. Kindness Night at the ballpark tonight. Get out there and support that. Nota Begay III was with us, as was Nick Starkel, the quarterback of San Jose State. Lots going on this weekend. Be good and have fun. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowherd after that. Sports Bar with Trulio and Carlisle will be after that. And then baseball. 4 o'clock for the Sports Bar and baseball against Oklahoma City. Isotopes at 6:15. Gato Roberto, great work. Adrian, great work. Thanks for the week.